See, we can definitely talk about the benefits and limitations of AI. As we move to the future, it's important to consider the potential benefits and limitations of artificial intelligence. While AI has a lot of incredible potential applications and there's a lot of scope for AI, there are also some concerns that need to be catered to. By understanding these concerns, or issues, we call it, we can make sure that artificial intelligence is implemented in a more responsible way that would benefit everyone out here. When it comes to understanding the features and the effects of AI, we're already making significant progress. For example, artificial intelligence can generate realistic images of people and objects using deep learning algorithms. This technology has the potential to revolutionize how we understand and model physical reality. In addition to this, artificial intelligence could enable computers to outperform humans in various areas, such as flying planes or performing the most complex mathematical calculations, believe it or not. This makes artificial intelligence to be more reliable and safer than ever before. Another area where artificial intelligence is making significant progress is in the human or computer interactions, what we call the HCI. With machine learning algorithms, computers are beginning to become more intuitive and seamless when interacting with humans. For example, computers can now understand how natural language commands work and can also respond accordingly. This kind of technology could have a huge impact on many aspects of our daily lives, from computer service to online shopping experiences too. For example, the rise of virtual 3D malls are coming up very soon. There are lots of companies who have started this kind of initiative to have a 3D mall. Like, actually, you can become a 3D character in a metaverse world, kind of an alternate universe kind of world, which I was referring to the past to. See, before 5 years itself, before the metaverse actually came up, I used to conduct classes in 3D worlds like, say, Second Life, Sansar, SANSAR, etc. High Fidelity also was booming back then. So these kind of classes I used to conduct, and now people are calling me and asking, no, sir, we learned all this stuff from you before 5 years itself. Now people have, termed it as kind of a metaverse and all this stuff, but we've learned all this stuff from you back then. Even 3D shopping mall. So what I'm referring to as 3D shopping mall was actually back then it was like an online gaming space, but now it is extended to VR, AR, MR. Hyper reality is coming up soon. HR, hyper reality. See, hyper reality is a situation in which the physical and virtual worlds would actually collide. That's a point where nobody can tell the difference between the two realities. Understand? Between the physical world and the virtual world, all will look the same. That kind of technology, where a distinction would actually seem irrelevant because the simulated world is so real, it has equal meaning and worth for everyone out here. And this kind of technology, typically, everyone would be representing an avatar and all this stuff. This kind of technology would actually come in very soon. A simulation of reality with no source, but it's kind of the digital and physical world colliding together. a dramatic shift it can bring in human behavior, the technological point of view, the technological uptake that has actually that will be occurring. And this kind of technology would also mean a lot of bring a lot of disadvantages and also advantages. We looked at the advantages. Disadvantages, the same thing too. See, if a person, for example, you would have seen a lot of people wearing a virtual reality glass and unable to differentiate which is reality. They just walk around with the virtual reality glass, and they collide with the walls and all this stuff, right? So it happens. So if virtual reality itself is so immersive, what about hyper reality? That kind of situation would actually create a kind of real kind of situation or a scenario where people would go berserk about, right? So that kind of situation, that kind of scenario, that kind of technology would be coming soon. And businesses, in fact, talking about businesses with a global footprint and or even MNC companies who would have actually bought a lot of virtual reality um, kind of apps or APIs and working to create a lot of applications or creating on their own. This would offer them an untapped possibility of 10x the income without the need to make real goods, but in fact, making virtual reality apps, making virtual reality or a hyper reality game in the future would actually invite them in terms of they would get inviting proposals for digital advertisements from people who want to buy these stuff, who are crazy about these stuff. And this kind of even hyper reality would bring a lot of digital advertisements, 3D advertisements, or even 8G advertisements, or you name it, what kind of G comes in the future. 3D, 4D, 5D, 6D, 7D, 8D, you never know. This would actually shape society in terms of a technology driven world. That's where we are heading. This is something to keep in mind.